So after using a Vesper SMG for quite some time now, I've actually come to love this weapon. It actually grew on me, and it actually might stay in my creative class for quite some time now. But does that mean that this gun is perfect and it has no flaws? Hell to the no! So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. What's going on YouTube? QKG here, and we're finally back with another Black Ops 3 gun review, and I know it's been a while since your boy did another one, but of course, you know, I'm trying to make sure I space out my content, just so everything can be fresh for you guys. But if you do want them faster, just shoot me a comment down below and I can see what I can do. And we are finally here with the Vesper SMG, thanks to a comment by Cryptic Kings, and honestly, I see why you picked this weapon. It's actually very, very good, and actually very, very bad at the same time. It's actually a nice, good mix of actually having a lot of fun and also getting stressed out with the gun at the same time. So what do I actually mean by that? Well, I'll be glad to tell you guys with the stats really quick. So let's go ahead and jump into the stats for the Vesper SMG. So we have some pretty decent stats when it comes to SMGs. We have 30 rounds in the mag to start with and 42 with extended mags. And this weapon is also unlocked at level 19, and it's actually the third SMG that you unlock. And also it has a pretty nice damage of 30 to 19, which is, you know, pretty good, okay, for SMGs. And then also it has a whopping fire rate of 1200 RPM, and it has the fastest SMG fire rate in the class, and has also earned the nickname for this weapon that I love to give it, which is actually called
the Juice Weasel.
So yes, that's what I've been calling this weapon. It's been called the Juice Weasel for a long time, because if you're up close with this bad boy, you're gonna get juiced, and I don't mean that in a good way. So pretty much if you're up close, bruh, you're gonna have to pop 2 senzu beans in order to come back.
You know what that does to me. Those senzu beans.
But of course, there are some bad things about the weapon, like the range. The range is actually pretty terrible. It's actually 13 meters to 25 meters, pretty much the same as the VMP. So it's really not as good, especially when we've seen the Kuda having 5 to 50 meters, which is good. And then also it has an atrocious recoil spread, which is horrible. And especially it gets worse when you're at range. So if you look at the screen here, you're going to see the recoil profile. If you look at that junk, you're going to notice that sometimes it is completely random. Either it'll go straight up to the air or go straight up to the left or straight up to the right. It gets completely random at sometimes. And then also, whenever you go at long range, it gets even worse. You might as well not even want to get the kill if you hold the trigger down, especially at long range with this weapon. And then also, one other bad thing is, pretty much you have 30 rounds in the mag standard with a high fire rate. You're going to be empty pretty fast. It's going to be pretty much like a 2-pump chump. So you're pretty much not going to last that long when it comes to a firefight. So you're going to have to make sure you were deadly up close. Otherwise, quite frankly, you're going to run out of bullets and pretty much die. So with all the stats out the way, guys, let's go ahead and jump straight into the attachments. The reflex sight. Now, honestly, the reflex sight, I didn't have that much of a difference. It does replace your iron sight with a clear reticle, but also those iron sights actually seem to work pretty much well without any of the other sights alone. So with that being said, I just would rather rock with the iron sights because you're going to be up close anyway, and also you definitely don't want to pick long range engagements because you're going to die. The ACOG sight. Please, for the love of God, don't. It really wasn't. It's not one of those things you definitely want to do. And pretty much there's one word that really comes to mind with this attachment.
Stupid.
The Varix sight. For the love of God, please, no. Did you not just say that recoil?
What the fuck?
The BOA 3 sight. Now finally, whew, that was a close one. So pretty much this weapon does highlight your targets red when you are aimed onto them and blue for friendly. Now honestly, it was a very nice touch on the weapon. I really didn't notice that much of a difference along with the reflex sight as well. But I did have a lot more fun with it in a way, which was very odd. It's a little hard to explain, but pretty much I actually had a lot of fun with this attachment. It was a pretty nice pick. The ELO sight. Now, honestly, the ELO sight was like another thing along with the BOA 3 sight, but in fact, I honestly did not like this sight that much. It did not seem to really help me as much, and it does look just a little awkward when I do aim. But honestly, it was okay, but in a way, I definitely did not want to, you know, keep on putting this attachment on my weapon. So I pretty much will stick with the iron sight or the BOA 3 sight. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel. But pretty much, it's pretty meh. Quick draw. Now, honestly, quick draw is a must on this weapon. It actually gives you even a faster aim down the sight time, and it's actually pretty good because it's going to make sure that you land those bullets first. Even though you have that faster fire rate, trust me, you can definitely get outgunned at some pretty crazy moments. Adjustable stock. Now, with the stock attachment also gives you a faster aim down the sight time, which in all honesty on an SMG really isn't really needed, but if you do want that hip fire speed, but also that aim down the sight accuracy, it can actually be a good attachment that can suffice for your playstyle. Suppressor. Now, honestly, with the suppressor, it's actually pretty good because you're not supposed to go for long range kills and you're supposed to stay up close, and then also you can stay off the radar at the exact same time. So, I actually had no problem with the suppressor. It was actually one of my favorites. Extended mags. Now, the extended mags is another must-have, especially if you're running out of ammo too fast. Just because you have 30 rounds to start with and a whopping 1200 RPM, extended mags can actually suffice really well and actually make sure you get all the ammo you need, but also you have 1200 RPM. You're going to run out of ammo regardless. It doesn't hurt to have extra. Long barrel. Now, honestly, with long barrel, I really didn't notice any difference because this gun is mainly supposed to be used at close range, and I know with it being an SMG and having horrible range, I know long barrel might sound like a good idea, but honestly, it's not. And I know to some people that might be crazy talk.
Crazy talk.
It's not crazy talk. This is crazy talk.
FMJ. Now with FMJ, honestly, it's a good attachment for getting extra penetration damage, but if you're on maps like Nuketown where they have thin walls and it's a small map, your gun can be devastating, but also, it's only for those small maps, and I would really use that attachment slot on something else, honestly. Rapid fire. Now, oh my god, this attachment on this weapon can kick it even higher. I didn't even think that was possible. But also with that attachment, I had a lot of fun with it. It was weird that it's really not needed, but at the same time, it's a guilty pleasure because I was absolutely shredding everything. My instant reaction after pulling the trigger was like, grip. Now, honestly, with grip, this is also a must-have on this weapon just because you have high... God damn! I'm sorry! Stop the review! I sucked the shit out of this guy! I'm so sorry! Anyway, oh my god! I forgot about that. But anyway, put grip on the weapon. That's it. That's all you need to do. Laser. Now, honestly, with the laser attachment, it was a very nice pick on this weapon just because of the fact that it does cater to that rush style gameplay, which is what this weapon was pretty much designed for. So this was actually another nice choice. I really did enjoy that attachment, and it's actually one that I usually rock with for most of the time. Fast mags. Now, honestly, fast mags necessarily isn't needed, but if you do want to add to that rush style of gameplay of putting on quick draw, rapid fire, and fast mags, you're going to have that extra recoil, but you're also going to be a devastating class. Or you can switch out quick draw with for grip as well. But pretty much with the fast mags, it actually gives you a faster reload time, which actually does come in handy. So I actually did like this attachment, but in some cases, it's not needed, but in some cases, it is. So it is a pretty nice attachment. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap up my Black Ops 3 gun review for the Vesper, and as always, leave a comment down below on either if you want to see these a little bit faster, or you know, on which gun you would like to see next. So thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate the feedback. Thank you Cryptic Kings for recommending this weapon for me. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is Quentin with Quentin Knows Games, and peace out.